Hi, it's Nick at Night, but you already knew that. If you're here watching, you probably know me from playing Fortnite with friends, making funny jokes, not taking the game too seriously but still winning a decent amount of games, enough to call me like a player. However, if you're here to watch me call this guy lean Deadpool for 30 minutes straight, you're going to be disappointed. Today, we are continuing the monthly favorites series on the Nick at Night channel, where every month, at the beginning of a new month, I talk about the month prior. I talk about my favorite songs. I talk about my favorite albums. They get a lot of views. Nobody really talks music to me though. This month, March was something different. March had a lot of fantastic records, fantastic songs, but more fantastic records than fantastic songs. So instead of 5 songs and 5 albums, I'm going to be doing 4 songs, 6 albums. I first wanted to start off with Kaycy's The Sun. This was part of an EP released, including his February single, Okay, which at first I thought was kind of annoying. It's a rap song with no real beat. It's just continued with these buzzing dubstep wubs. I saw on Twitter and my friends talked to me and they called the song Blue Balls the song because you're just waiting for that beat to drop. However, after listening to that song for a bit, I realized that it doesn't really need the drums. In The Sun, produced by the same guy, follows suit. This one actually has drums. This one actually has some kind of bass of some sort. It falls back on the rapping, though it does have some rapping, and it goes into what I think is Kaycy's best attribute, which is his singing. Whenever I think of this song, I just think of the chorus. It's almost Weeknd-esque. Even the eerie beat is kind of Weeknd-esque, but it feels like a Kaycyy song. It doesn't feel like it's a Weeknd song. Kaycyy did a great job on this. Kaycyy did a great job on Okay. I can't wait for Kaycy's new album, Who is Kaycyy? I'm ready. Next up, we have Open a Window by Rex Orange County. We're going to be talking about this song later in the video too, because I did really enjoy Who Cares, but I just wanted to talk about this song because this song did come out as a single before the album dropped, and it's a really good song. Before the album dropped, I listened to this and I was excited about what this album would bring because it was very uplifting. It had a great feature by Tyler, the Creator, and it was just felt like a summer day. I'll go into more detail when I talk about his whole album. This one's also an album cut that came out in March. Heavy by Lil Uzi Vert and Nigo. Yes, Nigo's back. Nigo has dropped track after track. Like, I didn't mean to, but I realized that this entire time I've been doing monthly favorites, I've kind of just been watching Nigo through his album rollout. I remember his first single, Aria, with A$AP Rocky. I was like, what does this single mean? Who is Nigo? But as more singles dropped with Kid Cudi, with Pusha T, now with Lil Uzi Vert, I kind of understood what he was here to do. And I'll go into that more when I'm talking about his album, I Know Nigo. But for this single, Lil Uzi Vert is put onto a beat that we've never heard him on. Lil Uzi Vert is on a drill beat, a New York drill beat. When you think about Lil Uzi Vert, it's not something that you think he can handle. But in my opinion, he handles it pretty well. The song can get kind of repetitive at times, but honestly, that's kind of what I like about it. It just shows that drill is something that can be conquered by these legends that have been in the rap game for a bit. Lastly, I want to talk about Chance the Rapper and his new single, Child of God. I still have to give this more listens, but from what I've heard, I'm actually really impressed by Chance. If this song was made before the big day, I don't think I'd be praising it as much as I am, but this song came after the big day, so it feels like Chance the Rapper is back. It's just interesting how one album lowered our expectations so much for this guy, to the point where, like, when he starts making good music again, it feels weird. However, he's back. He has a great flow. The hook was very intoxicating as well. The song is kind of lengthy and I feel like it could be cut down a bit, but it was still one of the highlights of my month. Chance the Rapper's back and I can't wait to see what he's doing next. He's been active on Twitter, he's been showing snippets. I just want an album that's better than the big day. March went crazy with the albums. There's a lot of people who dropped, unannounced, a lot of people who dropped really good albums. So instead of 5, I wanted to put 6 because I feel like the albums are what highlighted this month. I want to start off with Who Cares by Rex Orange County. This album shows Rex in a new light. one that is a little more upbeat and happier. After his album Pony came out, you definitely felt bad for the guy. You knew he was kind of depressed, but then like his music, it just got kind of like sad, but the type of sad where it's like, yeah, life is pretty cool, yeah, we're gonna be okay. Where on this album, it definitely feels like Rex feels that. The instrumentation feels like Pony, which would make you feel like this album's sad, but it's really upbeat. The lyrics, the way that he uses these upbeat songs to portray a more sunny energy. All of the singles were really fantastic when they first came out. I don't think there was a bad track on this album. I think it was very consistent throughout. That does lead some songs to be forgotten about, but it also means that the highlights are super high. My favorite songs are Keep It Up, Open a Window, One in a Million, and the title track. Next, I want to talk about Tana Talk 4 by Benny the Butcher. Griselda is back for another month, this time with Benny, who comes out with the 4th installment of his Tana Talk series. Benny's last record was very polished, very clean, very ready for the industry, where it feels like he kind of took a step back to go back to the Tana Talk sound with the more griminess. But at the same time, it feels like he took 2 steps forward because he really refined the sound. I don't remember too much of Tana Talk 3, I definitely have to return to it, but Tana Talk 4 is definitely a great listen. Benny the Butcher has amazing hooks on most of the songs, either by him or one of his features. His rapping is dark, it's brooding, but it also sheds light on his popularity, his fame, or his rise to fame, as well as simple stuff like why he thought he needed to be in that scene, why he was in that scene. The Griselda boys are on this album, J. Cole's on this album. It's a very good listen, and the features definitely holds tight as well. My favorite songs are Johnny P's Caddy, Super Plug, 10 More Commandments, and Tyson vs. Ali. Next, I have Crest by Bladee and Echo 2K. I became a fan of Bladee last year with his album The Fool, and I was very excited to see that this album came out unannounced and in collaboration with Echo 2K, whose voice I really like and whose album E I really enjoyed as well. Both of them come together to really make this, for lack of better words, drain sound that feels dreamy, ethereal, almost trance-like. Blade's deeper voice really pairs well with Echo 2K's lighter voice. This album is just full of drain bangers. Even the 8-minute song carries well. My favorite songs are The Flag Is Raised, 5-Star Crest, White Meadow, Yeses, and Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. Next, I have I Know Nigo by Nigo, an album that I have been anticipating since January with the first single dropped by him and A$AP Rocky, Aria. And I think after many months of listening to new songs by Nigo, seeing him on social media with all of these rappers, I think I could finally say that I know who Nigo is. A better DJ Khaled. But I don't even think that Nigo should be related to DJ Khaled the way that he is silent on this entire album, but you can feel his presence in every song, every moment, and every verse. He just has this energy of refinement. All of these songs feel clean. Even the song with Pusha T, Hear Me Clearly, feels clean, but you watch the music video and it's not. The entire album, which is a short listen, is just filled with banger after banger after banger, with each song being performed by a star in the music industry, whether that be Tyler the Creator, someone from the A$AP Mob, Kid Cudi, Lil Uzi Vert, Pop Smoke. My favorite songs are the Lost and Found Freestyle 2019 with Tyler and Rocky, Punch Bowl with Clips, Want It Bad with Kid Cudi, Heavy with Lil Uzi Vert, and Come On Let's Go by Tyler the Creator. And finally, I have a curveball in my album's choice for March, Diaspora Problems by Soul Glow. I didn't really know what I expected going into this album, but I can definitely tell you that this album was not what I expected. This album is punk, this album is heavy, this album is screamo, but it also has some hip-hop elements. And I don't really like screamo, rock, heavy metal, but something about this album just works for me. This album is more screamo than hip-hop, of course, but there's definitely elements of it, a lot of rap verses in it. This album is just loud, it's abrasive, it's in your face. You can feel intimidated just listening to it.
Who's gonna beat my ass? Who's gonna beat my ass?
I don't know how to explain it that much. If you're looking for something different, this is definitely an album for you. This is definitely one of my highlights of March, and it's probably one of my favorite albums of the year right now. That is all that I wrote down for the video. What were your favorite songs? What were your favorite albums of March? Tell me down in the comment section in the Discord. My favorite part of music are communities that talk about music. Let's talk about music. Do you know who Nigo is? But yeah, thanks again. If you liked me talking about my favorite songs and albums, make sure to like. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. Don't forget to study for your next test, and goodbye. Good evening. This is Nick while editing, and I realized that I missed one of the albums I wanted to talk about. So quickly, I want to give a shout out to Denzel Curry's Melt My Eyez, See Your Future. Fantastic record. Very psychedelic and jazzy, and it's one of Denzel Curry's best works, and it's very thoughtful. Melt Season 1, Trouble, The Last. Those are my favorite songs. Thank you.